Welcome back to Shawnee Hill's Workshop. Today I'm going to be installing some LED light bars in my 2006 LX470. I've been looking at LED light bars for quite some time now, and recently a company called NAO reached out to me and asked if they sent me some light bars, if I would install them and use them for a while and then do a review on them. So I agreed, sent them the ones I was looking at, and 2 days later they were on my doorstep. These are 7-inch light bars. They come with a combination of flood and spotlights and have an IP58 rating, which means that they are dust and waterproof. They're 12,000 lumens and 240 watts. The kit comes with 2 lights and the mounting hardware to mount the lights. This mounting hardware allows you to aim the light both left and right and up and down, and requires only one mounting point at the bottom of the light. NAO also sent me a wiring harness. Now this is something you would have to purchase separate, and I'll put a link in the description with it along with the lights. I'll also have a 20% off discount coupon code that when you follow the links, put those in and you should get 20% off. Well, that's enough talk. Let's get these things installed. The wiring harness already has female wiring connectors on it, and it sends you the male connectors to put onto your lights. Now, typically I would solder a connection like this, but I'm wanting to use the kit as it is intended just to be able to review the kit without modification. Crimp connections aren't necessarily bad, especially if you use the correct crimping tool. Most people don't. They just use a pair of pliers or something to crimp it. But if you use a proper crimping tool, it makes a really good connection. I'll leave a link in the description to these south wire that I use. I really love them. They've got a long handle, you get a lot of torque on them, and they work great. For my installation, I'm going to be mounting the lights behind the bumper, and I have a box frame member that goes across that I'm going to be installing it on. Because of that, I can't use the supplied hardware because I can't get to the bottom side to tighten a nut. So I'm going to have to drill and tap through that box so I can then put the bolt in from the top and it'll tighten into the frame. I like to do things proper, Rob. If I put that bit of talking in the video, I will get a flood of comments telling me how wrong I'm doing this. The lights come with the mounting hardware already built into the back, and they're made to slide back and forth so you can micro adjust where you mount your light at. That would normally be a great thing, but since I'm installing this light to where I can't see the back side of it, this may be fun for me to get the screws lined up with the nuts. The wiring kit it comes with is very nice. The positive wire comes with an inline fuse already in, and it actually sends a few extra fuses with it. So all you have to do is connect it to your positive and negative terminal of your battery, and then you'll need to find a place to install the relay that comes with it. Now I'm just routing the wiring harness down to where it needs to go. I'm trying to get the plug for the switch through the firewall, and so I'm making a slit in one of the boots that is already there so I can try to push the wire through. I'm trying to get this zip tied up here. That way it's far away from your feet. Alright, I'm going to try to do a quick comparison on my lights. This is the low beams. That is the LEDs. Then I'm going to add my high beams. Now I'm going to turn off the LED and turn off the high beam.